That's right, today WWE has announced a partnership with Sega to publish a new WWE game for the iOS and Android. That's right, we're getting another mobile game from WWE. Let's go into the press release from Sega and let's hear what they have to say. Sega and WWE have announced a joint partnership to publish a new free-to-play mobile game called WWE Tap Mania that will release later this year, with the Tap Lab taking development duties. At Sega, we'd like to find new ways to bring brands and experiences to a wide mobile gaming audience. This partnership with WWE presents a fresh opportunity for collaboration. Working with WWE, a monumental leader in global entertainment, along with Tap Lab, a studio noted for crafting action-packed games that are fun at their core, we're confident that WWE Tap Mania will delight fans worldwide. WWE Tap Mania will release on iOS and Android devices and will feature your favorite current and past superstars who will face off alongside players to dominate leaderboards during live in-game events, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. We are always looking to engage our global fan base in new and exciting ways. Partnering with industry leader Sega is a great opportunity for us to continue our mobile game strategy while bringing in new fans with WWE Tap Mania. I just have one question before we get into this. What other games have Tap Lab made? So they made a Pokemon Snap version of Bigfoot? So surely that can't be the only game that Tap Lab made. Let's check out some of their other titles. How about this one? So you're a cat running a political campaign. I love it! Okay. So let's talk about this. So WWE and Tap Lab are bringing you a new mobile game. Now let me kind of break it down here and tell you the goods and bads of having them a mobile game and actually giving you a free-to-play mobile game. So first off, for the free-to-play mobile game is a good thing for you is because it is absolutely 100% free. Now there are going to be in-app purchases with most of these mobile games that you know, like WWE Supercard and WWE Champions. With WWE Supercard, I feel like I'm getting my value when I spend money on this because there is ways to progress in this game. It's very rewarding opening packs. They're constantly doing updates, and I think it's a great process. But there are other mobile games that kind of suck the money out of you and don't really do much for you as far as progression goes. With a game like WWE Tap Mania, we have no idea what the game's going to be. It's called Tap Mania. The only thing I could expect is to tap on the screen over and over and over, but I don't know what that means. I said there's going to be live events like Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. Yeah, that sounds like every other WWE mobile game. It sounds exactly like Supercard. It sounds like Champions. There's live events. What does this mean, and what does that mean for the future of WWE games? Well, it's clear to see that the money for WWE games is not in making a console game. Yes, we're still going to get the yearly WWE 2K franchise, but it looks like we're not going to be getting any WWE All-Stars. We're not going to get anything different but this WWE Tap Mania game. And it looks like mobile is going to be the future for WWE games. Whether you like it or not, this is the future of WWE games. They are going mobile. And the reason they're going mobile is because if they can make a free-to-play game with in-app purchases that people actually want to spend their money on, like Supercard, you're going to get more money than just selling a game for $60. You look at a game like WWE 2K17. Most people buy the game, they spend their $60, and then maybe they'll get the DLC and get like $100 out of these people. But if you look at a game, a free-to-play game, a really good free-to-play mobile game, and a good free-to-play desktop game, we're looking at Hearthstone. They actually make $20 million a month. $20 million a month. And I think when you look at a number like that, yes, it's Hearthstone. Yes, it's on the level of Dota 2 as far as their earnings. But if you look at a game like that, WWE can only see money here. If they can make a very good mobile game that can have people spend their money on it, that's where they're going to make a lot of money. Way more than the WWE console games. I know it sucks because constantly I keep saying I want another arcadey type game. But again, that's not going to make them money. It sucks because, you know, the hardcore pro wrestling fans want another really good WWE console game. Another good game that can be a throwback to the arcade style, a throwback to the old days when the WWE games were fun and stuff like that. But that's not what's going to make them money. What's going to make them money is to push out free mobile games with in-app purchases. And the reason they do this is because you can get a smaller team to work on this game and constantly giving updates over and over and over. Because with a WWE game, you have to constantly push out a very, very high product. WWE has high standards and they don't want to have a crappy product behind them. We know that. That's what they don't want to do. But what they do want is they want to have high turnover here. Because if you have a game like WWE 2K17, it takes a whole year to work on, and you can't really give a lot of updates throughout the game. But with a mobile game, you can work on chunks of the game at a time, have a smaller team release it, and then have updates every month, updates every week, updates every year, whatever you want to do. You just constantly keep updating the game, and as the fan base changes and as the fan base grows, you can update the game and have new rewards, new things, and keep people coming back over and over and over again. Now, I don't know that this is going to be one of those must-play games. I don't even know what it is. It's called WWE Tapmania, and with the history of this company, we have a cat political game, and that's all I really know. So hopefully, we can get our hopes up high that this is going to be a fun game. Definitely will be playing on the channel, but again, I don't know anything about WWE Tapmania. I just only hope that it's fun and the rewards are worth it, and it's not just one of those games that's trying to cash in on the mobile market and take all your money. So I'm here with Footwiz Dan. I kind of wanted to get your initial reactions of this game. So we have WWE and Sega in Tapmania with guys from the past and the present for ultimate supremacy. What is your initial thoughts? Because I know you didn't really see this press release until I hit you up.
Yeah, I just saw it now. So, well, it seems exciting. More games, more variety. Hopefully, with it being Sega got a reputation, long history and a good reputation for quality. So hopefully, it's a new promising partnership to bring something new to the table. We don't know much at the moment.
To me, I don't know. It seems like I'm wondering what their strategy is here because to me, this makes me believe that we're not going to get another console game besides the 2K franchise. Does that sound
It does
right?
feel like that. Yeah, it does feel like that.
Because the way that I look at it, and I said this a little bit earlier, but the way I look at it is that with the 2K franchise, you can really only get $60 out of that game.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if you can sell people on DLC, but with the mobile games, like you have some packs to open on SuperCard that cost the price of the whole game, you know? So just knowing, like looking at this company, what are your initial thoughts on that? The Tap Lab.
If you look at their other games that they've released nothing to do with sports or anything really more than like very young child markets. So I'm wondering whether it could be something quite cartoony or something along those lines. But they don't seem to have a set formula for gameplay. So normally, if a new game's announced, you go look at the developers to see if they've got a set formula for like certain types of games. But they don't seem to have. All their games seem to be different, so I don't really know what to expect, other than maybe a different kind of art style for WWE.
Right. I think it's actually like a really polished, even though it's still kid looking.
Yeah, definitely very polished.
It's very polished, and I think it'll be fresh for the WWE game. Like if you saw that like Cat Daddy was making a MLB game, you would kind of know what to expect with that.
Yeah, they've got a set formula, but this what were they called?
The Tap Lab. Tap
Lab. Yeah, they don't seem to have a set formula like Cat Daddy have with SuperCard.
So then let me ask you, what do you think the connotate, or I guess what do you think the name means, Tap Mania? Or do you think it's just part of their company name, so they called it Tap Mania, or do you think it's?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean most mobile games letting them, they're to do with furiously tapping at the screen. Like, you could call Supercards, Tap Mania. I mean, I'm sure there's some videos out there. Someone's probably called Tap Mania because
that's like what your mom calls it. Like, hey,
yeah,
you playing that
yeah,
Tap
just
Mania
see you
game?
tapping away at it. Yeah, you're just sitting there playing the Tap Mania game. But it's difficult because we don't have any information at all. We've got a couple of games from their studios to go off, but there's no formula. So really, it's it could be anything, I guess. The art style was only, one of the things to hint at. Like, it's a bit like the maybe like the WWE cartoons that they're airing, maybe something like that. I don't know.
I'm hoping that we get a crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog.
That would be amazing.
Or Knuckles and Kane could team up. That would be a sweet team.
I mean, there's a potential for that maybe as microtransactions in the future because it is Sega. So maybe there is something happening there with a crossover in the future.
So what do you think about the future of WWE games being mobile? Is that like exciting to you, or does it seem like I wish they would just make a console game?
I would like to see. Well, I'm happy with it just being the one console game, but I'd like to see more from the microtransaction point of view. So like FIFA's Ultimate Team, there's 2K, My Team. Where you can customize rosters or something a bit more, and I guess improve stuff, special content for pay-per-views, or when a certain person gets a champion, like special editions of that wrestler. But I'm okay with them just having the 2K franchise and console. It's a pretty full-featured. It's a big game, and it lasts all year. There's a lot to do in it. But mobile, I guess it's their strategy. The WWE, they want to make it more accessible for everyone. And not everyone owns a next-gen console, but most people own some sort of mobile phone, and the games they're releasing don't require a super powerful mobile phone. So I guess that's our strategy. We're just going to see more and more different kind of mobile games to try and capture the whole audience. So it's exciting for everyone who enjoys WWE games on mobile. But it's just strange that we've got this press release and don't have anything to go off other than really doing our own research and looking at the developers and see what else they've done. Yeah,
and I think they're going towards that younger demographic up to to 17 and below age, trying to get them on these games. And like you said, it's just smart for them because everybody has a mobile device. Not everybody has a high-powered console. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they pull out here.
Yeah, I think they just want to get all of these different mobile games for different age groups to feed into their ecosystem. And I guess eventually get them, if they have a console, then they'll be like, oh, well, I enjoyed this WWE game on the mobile. I've now got a Xbox One for Christmas or something. I'll get the WWE game, the 2K game. So maybe it's just part of their plan to get more fans from different backgrounds into the WWE ecosystem.
Yeah, and I think they learned a long time ago that releasing a mobile game to people to buy is not the way to go, because I don't think it really
puts
worked
people
out.
off.
And then also, one last question I'll ask you. Do you think that companies like Supercard or like Cat Daddy and them, and then the Champions guys, do you think that they should be fearful of this, or do you think it's a good thing for them? Because I could see both ends of the spectrum here.
I think competition's always good as long as it doesn't become aggressive. So there was a little period where they were taking shots at each other on Twitter, which isn't great. But competition's always healthy. Like, they can look at each other, they can see what they need to improve, because companies then can't rest on their laurels and be like, well, we've got this, the players will be happy with this, we don't need to push forward. So competition's always healthy. Hopefully, if this new game is captivates people and gets people playing it, then there'll be more competition, and eventually for us, the consumers, there will be better products for us to play as a result of that competition.
I think we'll see a lot of like what we saw with Champions, with half the audience loving the game and then the other half being like, well, I really just enjoyed Supercard better, so I'll go back to that game. So I think in turn, it might suck at the beginning of the game launch, but I think in turn it will get Supercard a more loyal fan base, because people will leave and then come back and be like, all right, this is the game that I like.
And the people who are playing Supercard are playing it because they like the game, not because there's no alternative out there.
Right, because there is Champions and now we got
more devoted, more loyal core fan bases rather than people playing it for the sake of playing it and not really getting invested emotionally or financially.
Right, because now with the hardcore fan base, they're the ones that are going to spend the money and play the game, where versus like the casual people are the ones that are like, I feel like I can never progress. I'm not going to spend any money. It's not worth my time. I'll just move on. Even just with Supercard, even if you don't spend money, people who drift in and out won't get the best login bonuses. The people who are emotionally invested in login every day will get the best bonuses. So those are the that's
eventually I think where we're going to end up, we're going to have hardcore fans for each different game. They'll all be invested in the WWE ecosystem in some way, just in different games.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is good for the WWE brand. I think it's good for
Yeah,
Sega
definitely.
because Sega is they used to make consoles, and then they decided let's just do mobile because it's a lot cheaper to do mobile, and they can push out more games that way. And I think it's good for the Sega brand. I know they're not on Nintendo's level anymore, but I mean,
it's a good trusted brand to get involved with the WWE.
Right. So we'll have to see what happens anyway. I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, check out his channel. I'll link in the description, all that good stuff.
Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you excited for WWE Tap Mania, or would you like another console game? I know there's going to be a lot of you that say, hey, I want another console game. I want an All-Stars. I want another No Mercy. I want another Here Comes the Pain. But again, looks like the way we're moving is mobile games for WWE. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. As always, Tony Pizza Guy. 2 Sweet!